Although the similarity between our languages and cultures proves that we are cognate, most of us don't know the Karay Turks, whose population has decreased up to 2,000 by now. And very few people know that they are the inheritors of Khazar Empire, one of the most important states in history. Recently, a short film about them has been shown on a documentary channel. Most of the viewers realized that they could understand the Karaym language, listening carefully.
I am a Karay Turk. We have come to Turks.I, Lithuania 600 years ago. My mother is making our national food. Kıbın is made of lamb and dough.
In this film, it is stated that the Karaym language is regarded as one of the languages that should be protected by the United Nations. Many people wondered about the identity of the Karayms and their relation to Turks, but they couldn't satisfy their curiosity.
Khazar Türklerinin Kağan'ı Buyan, 740 yılında Yahudi dinini devletin resmi dini olarak ilan eder.
But while Han's family and the noblemen were adopting Judaism, the majority of the people were maintaining their lives according to various religions, such as Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and the traditional ancient Turkic religion, Tengri shamanism. All these beliefs have been effective on the public for long centuries.
After the dissolution of the Khazar state at the beginning of 11th century, when the majority of the Khazars who have adopted Judaism faith stayed in Crimea, a part of them migrated towards inner Europe.
Both of my parents are speaking Karaym, but they didn't teach us. I attended to a summer school in Lithuania teaching Karaym, and now I want to carry on learning this language in Poland too. We try to keep our culture, our traditions and customs alive. We try to teach the children our culture, our food and our religious days. We tell them the importance of keeping our traditions alive. We demonstrate the national Karay costumes by means of the dance group of children learning folk area for our people is Turkology. Our favorite profession is becoming a Turkolog.
You have many famous Turkologs. What is the source of this interest?
I think towards the end of 19th century, religious identities were remained in the background and a particular importance was paid to the ethnical identities. So they came into prominence. As a result, a closer attention was given to Turks and the Turkishness. To a camp coordinated for Turkic people in Crimea. Tatars and Gagauzins attended too. The children were very delighted being there because they had common grounds. Here in Poland, we have a cohesion with the Tatars, but besides this, we live apart from our Turkic roots, amongst the Slavic races. Do you think Karaym
Revolution has been created by Khazar Turks, but in subsequent centuries, living together with Pechenegs, Kumans, and other Kipchak Turkic tribes, had an important impact upon the culture of Karayms.
We are Lithuanian Karayms. Lithuanian Karayms have come from Crimea in good health. Our ancestors are the Khazars and the Kipchaks. We speak in Karaym language. It's a Turkic language.
The writing and speaking language, called Karaym, is a Turkic language code that is affiliated to the main Kipchak dialect of general Turkic language. Karaym is divided into 3 local dialects in itself. First one is Crimean Karaym dialect that is spoken in Crimea and the other places in Ukraine.
Very nice. I speak to them in the marketplace. Tatars are astonished. They say, "You speak Tatar language very well."
The second is Haliç-Lutsk Karay, Poland.
Tiny mosquito. I fly throughout the day. If I hear a gossip, I swallow it right away.
And the third is Turks-I Karaym, spoken in Lithuania.
Ashkenazis gave us documents on which it was written that we weren't descendants of Israelites. We are Turks and our language is Turkic language.
Karaym language differentiated during the centuries, borrowing lots of words from the other languages of the nations it lived together with. Its sentence structure deformed by the influence of Hebrew, which is a worshipping language, Latin, which is a literal language, and Cyrillic alphabet. General Judaism is based on both the Old Testament and predominantly on Talmud, which is the oral tradition of Judaism. But the Karaym sect doesn't accept Talmud, and it is deeply loyal to the Torah only.
The Karayms accept only the Torah. I mean, we definitely don't accept the holy books added by the Jews, like Mishma, Dimara, and others. And also there is another difference. We regard Jesus and Muhammad as prophets.
The word karay comes from the word kara in Hebrew, which means to read. Karay means the one who reads the holy text, and karaym is the plural form of it.
Community named as Karay. Only about 2,000 out of these 50,000 Karays are conscious of that their ancestors were Turks and they spoke in Karaym language.
Even though the Karayms have lived together with Jews for centuries, they haven't made intermarriages between them, and so they have managed to hide their cultural features and religious beliefs.
Ashkenazis and Karay don't marry. A Karay man marry only a Karay woman. If a Karay girl marries an Ashkenazi, two religions intermingle.
Crimean Karayms. Since they are of Crimean origin, they regard Crimea as their motherland. After the dissolution of the Khazar Turks in the 11th century, Karayms have continued their existence as a small princedom centered in a place called Kırkyer Kalesi or Şufutkale near Bahçesaray. During the Crimean Khanate era, they have been attached to the Khan, but have preserved their local government. In the 19th century, during the Russian Empire period, Karayms were the citizenships sharing equal rights. They were ruled by their religious and secular leaders independently in internal affairs. But during the Soviet Union era, the administrative and religious structure of Karayms were destructed by communist Russian government. As a result of repressions and the forced migrations, the population of Crimean Karayms decreased up to 1/10. Crimean Karayms started to be organized again only after the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1980s.
My name is Davut, El Davut. I would like to speak Turkic fluently, but I can speak only a little. The reason of this is obvious. During the 70 years of Soviet rule, to speak Turkic was forbidden. Our parents spoke Karaym. I remember what I have learned during my childhood. For example, as the Tatars spoke, some words sounded similar to me. I wish I could buy a house and cover its roof with tiles. I would take a wife if I could borrow money. One can't marry in debt, money should be paid. As you can notice, I tried to speak Karay. I hope you understood me as I understood your Turkish.
What do you think about the future of Karayms?
This is an important problem. The protection of the nation's purity is brought to the forefront rather than the renewal of the nation. As you know, under the previous totalitarian regime, Turks have been repressed and Ukrainians and Karays intermingled. So the purity of our nation dies away.
Crimean Karayms Association, founded in 1989, offers service to the Karayim communities in Akmescit, Gözle ve Kefe and similar regions of Crimea.